They say love should be pure, honest, and true. But what happens when a man forces love through the dark arts? When he bends fate to his will, only to discover that not everything is as it seems. This is the story of Obiye, a man who sought love through voodoo and paid the ultimate price. The village of Asempa thrived under the golden sun, its red clay roads winding through clusters of straw-roofed huts and mango trees that swayed lazily in the wind. The air smelled of roasted plantains and fresh palm wine, blending with the earthy aroma of the nearby river. Children ran barefoot, their laughter ringing through the air, while elders sat in circles, discussing matters of tradition. Among the bustling village life, one man's heart ached with an unfulfilled longing. Obiye was a man of strength, a trader known for his quick wit and sharp business sense. But despite his success, his heart had been held captive by one woman, Adjoa. She was no ordinary beauty. Her deep brown skin glowed in the sunlight, her thick braids adorned with golden beads that clicked softly as she walked. She moved with the grace of a queen, her laughter like the soft chime of bells. But what set Adjoa apart was her mind, sharp, independent, and focused. Obiye had tried everything. Gifts of the finest fabrics, the sweetest fruits, and the rarest beads from distant lands. He had poured out his heart in poetry beneath the baobab tree where she often sat, watching the river flow. Yet, every advance was met with indifference. Obiye, you are a good man, she would say, smiling kindly. But my heart does not feel for you. Those words felt like knives to his chest. Every time he saw her walk past, laughing with another, his longing deepened into desperation. One evening, sitting outside his mother's hut, Obiye overheard a conversation between two old men. They spoke of a powerful voodoo priest, Baba Bongani, a man who could change fate itself. Obiye's heart pounded. Fate had not been kind to him in love, perhaps it was time to force its hand. The night was thick with the scent of damp earth as Kofi ventured into the forest. Owls hooted from the trees, their glowing eyes watching his every move. The deeper he went, the more the air thickened, as if the very forest was warning him to turn back. But he did not. The path led him to a clearing where an old hut stood, its walls covered in strange symbols carved into the wood. A dim glow flickered inside. Obiye hesitated before knocking. Enter, a deep voice rumbled before he could touch the door. Inside, Baba Bongani sat cross-legged before a fire, his yellow eyes gleaming through the smoke that curled in the air. Dried herbs and bones hung from the ceiling, casting eerie shadows across the walls. You seek love, Baba Bongani murmured, running his fingers over a small black vial. Obiye swallowed. Yes. I am in love with a woman who does not love me in return. The old priest let out a slow, knowing sigh. Love that is taken by force is like a river bent from its course, it will always seek to return. Are you prepared for the consequences? Obiye nodded, too blinded by his desire to consider the warning. Baba Bongani handed him the vial. Mix this into her drink. When she consumes it, her heart will belong to you alone. But beware, what is forced cannot be controlled. Obiye clutched the vial, his pulse racing. This was his chance, his only chance, to have Adjoa's love. The village was alive with celebration the next day. Drums beat rhythmically as dancers swayed in the firelight. Adjoa was among them, moving effortlessly to the music, her beauty even more radiant in the flickering flames. Obiye approached her with a flask of palm wine. "Drink, Adjoa, and celebrate with me." She smiled politely and took a sip. At first, nothing seemed different. But hours later, as the fire died down and the villagers returned to their huts, Adjoa's eyes found Obiye's in the darkness. And this time, she did not look away. She ran to him, her hands gripping his face. "Obiye, my heart belongs to you." The words sent a shiver down his spine. She clung to him, her breath warm against his skin. The village had never seen Adjoa like this before, soft, submissive, utterly devoted. Within weeks, they were married. At first, it was everything Obiye had dreamed. Adjoa was his, completely, entirely his. She adored him, listened to his every word, and showered him with affection. But soon Obiye noticed something strange. Her love was too much. She followed him everywhere, watching his every move. If he spoke to another woman, even an elder, her expression would darken with jealousy. One evening, as he returned late from the market, he found Adjoa sitting in the darkness, her eyes red from crying. "Where were you?" she whispered. "I was." She grabbed his hand. "Obiye, promise me. Promise me you will never leave me." The desperation in her voice sent a chill through his bones. As the days passed, Obiye felt suffocated. His heart, once so full of desire, now ached with regret. In his torment, he returned to Baba Bongoni's hut. "I want to undo it," he begged. "Adjoa's love is not normal." The priest's yellow eyes bore into him. "You never asked who she truly was." Obiye frowned. "What do you mean?" Baba Bongoni cast powder into the fire. Smoke curled into the air, forming ghostly images. Adjoa in the dead of night, whispering into the wind, her eyes glowing an unnatural shade. She was never meant to love any man, Baba Bongoni murmured. She was chosen by the spirits. When you forced her heart, you stole from them. The heart shook. The fire roared. The spirits will reclaim what is theirs. That night, as Obiye lay beside Adjoa, she suddenly sat up. Her breath came in gasps, her skin turning cold. A deep, otherworldly voice escaped her lips. "He took what was never his. Now, he shall know loss." Obiye scrambled back as Adjoa's body convulsed. Her fingers clawed at her chest, her mouth opening in a silent scream. Then, before his eyes, she withered, her flesh shriveling like a dying plant, her eyes sinking into hollow pits. She collapsed into dust. Obiye's scream shattered the night. The next morning, the villagers found Obiye kneeling outside his hut, his face hollow, his eyes lifeless. He never spoke of what happened. Some say he lost his mind. Others say the spirits still whisper to him in the wind. Love should be given freely, or not at all. Obiye's story is a warning. When you play with forces you do not understand, you may lose more than just your heart, you may lose your soul. But one truth remained: love is not meant to be forced. Those who try to control it will always lose more than they bargained for.